Hey everyone, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. I hope that your day, night, afternoon is going very well. I'm back, Dawn, Fit to be Free. How's everyone doing? I was supposed to be here last Sunday, but I had some things come up, so Davidion was kind enough to come in the middle of the week to help me out. So, it's just Dawn being on Dawn's time. So how was your week? How's your week going? Did you do your homework? The homework last week was finding 2 to 3 things. So I won't make it hard for you. And the challenge was to find 2 to 3 things that make you happy and do them throughout your week. So it doesn't have to be a half hour or 45 minutes, whatever. It can be literally 10 minutes of your time to sit or walk with yourself, with your happy thoughts. If negative thoughts come up, you tell them to shut up. Please shut up and go away. I'm trying to have a peaceful moment. Why do I say do that? Segues into my story. So sit back. I hope that you have pen and paper because I do want you to take notes. I know you're like, Dawn, this ain't school. But it's a lesson to be learned in everything. It really is. Listening to someone else's story, even if it's hard to listen to, even if you don't want to listen to it, might help you out in the future. So I look at it. So sit back if you can. Grab your tea or coffee because it's in the middle of the day. So I'm not drinking wine. You guys aren't going to get me to be a lush in the middle of the day. Not that I haven't. Not today. I'm drinking Givalia, which is my favorite. So let me take a sip. Oh, that was good. That was good. For those that know me, you know I love coffee. I love coffee. I have to watch myself. I love water, but I think I love coffee better. So grab your pen and paper, sit back, and let me start where I left off. So everyone knows that I did get very sick. I found out through a doctor outside of my network, by the way, that I had a urinary tract infection that was allowed, and I do say allowed, to sit in my body and wreak havoc. Turned into E. coli and some other infection that I can't pronounce. And was literally shutting my organs down. In less than 2 months, I dropped over 35 pounds. I should have been placed in the hospital and have an IV shoved into my veins, a needle. That was never done for me. I didn't know that should have been done for me. I'm not a doctor. So there's that. So this is to help you when dealing with doctors. I have my own notes here, and I want to stay on task with this because this is very important for women, just men or women. This is important. African American dealing with doctors, a woman dealing with doctors, because we are dismissed. I did ask a question on Twitter. How many women have felt dismissed by doctors? You bring something up and they, it's menopause. They love blaming menopause for everything. Or fibromyalgia. That's their new baby, fibromyalgia. Yes. Any autoimmune disorder is their new baby. And do you hear the dripping sarcasm in my voice? Yeah, because you cannot diagnose those things. It takes a long time to diagnose those things, and you can't do that without a blood test. Several blood tests. That was never done for me. I didn't know that should have been done. When I brought it up, I was told, quoting, Dawn, you don't know your body. We know your body. Quote, end quote. As a woman, and a personal trainer, by the way. I do so know my body. And I know that it's not natural for me to drop 35 pounds in less than 2 months. That's not natural. I don't think that you need to have a whole heck of a lot of common sense to know that no one should be dropping 35 pounds in less than 2 months. But that's what I was told. That is a disrespect, and that is being dismissive. Now, we live in a society that tells women that if you're too aggressive, if you speak your mind, you know what you're called. I don't need to say the word. What I'm saying to you is embrace her. Embrace that bee. Love her. Go to them and you say, look, this is what I want. If you cannot give this to me, I am going to walk out of this examination room. I need to leave. I have one better for you. If you are approached that way, don't even say that. Get up and walk out. Don't wait for them to change, because they're not. They already have their mind made up that you are either a hypochondriac. They love to say that to women, that you're being hysterical. Those terms were made, hysterical, hysterectomy, all of the hysta words were all created for women, by the way. Yeah. So when you get that tone, you get that attitude, you are responsible for your health. No one else. I'll say it again for the people in the back. You are responsible for your health. You get up and you leave. I remember going to one of the rheumatologists, who shall remain nameless because I don't want to slander anyone and go to court. And I was told, well, you know, you're just really tense and you're very, not, she didn't use the word intimidating. It was, you're intense and you need to calm down. Once again, not one blood test taken. I remember leaving there in pain, hurting, sitting in my truck, putting my head on my steering wheel and crying. And I was out in the burbs somewhere and I was in so much pain and I dropped so much weight. I just sat there and I cried and I cried. What the heck is going on? Now, with all of this said, let me put my disclaimer out there. I'm not telling anyone to not go to the doctor. Please go. Get your diagnosis. Now, what you do from there is your decision. But you need to go to the doctor. I was going to the doctor. I wish that I could tell you that this is a story about Dawn being disobedient. This is a story about Dawn being stubborn. This is a story about Dawn thinking she knows everything. That is not the case here. And this is why I want you to take notes. Because I did everything right. I am in the business. You know what I do for a living. I'm a personal trainer. I'm a group fitness instructor. I have a minor in nutrition. I'm doing everything right. And I was still dismissed, told basically that it was all in my mind. Now, while they're telling me these things, they're still giving me drugs. You know, there's this quote, is the man or the woman on the corner your pusher, or is your doctor your pusher? That's kind of deep. While they're saying all these things to me, they're still giving me drugs. I don't know why you're giving me drugs, and good thing that I had the wherewithal to, I tried them, one of the big name drugs, and I will not mention them, but one made my whole right side get swollen. Now we can laugh about this, get swollen. In the middle of the night, I woke up, my whole right side looked as if I had turned into the Incredible Hulk. From my shoulder, my jawline all the way down, just my right side. It was so freaky. And I woke up and it's like, just my right side. That was one of the drugs. The second drug made me feel as if I was drunk all of the time without the fun or the benefit of really drinking. I thought that was unfair. I could not function. My eyes were this big, and because, I had dropped so much weight, I looked like a fish, and everything was like this, and my eyes were this big, and I looked like a fish. And I couldn't adjust my eyes, and it was as if the room was spinning. It was horrible. That was the second drug. The third drug made me get white splotches on my skin. I couldn't function. I couldn't remember things. It was bad. So I would call the doctor, and they would, oh yes. And my favorite, I have to laugh. My favorite line from a doctor was, I said, well, I've read the side effects, Dr. blah, 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 of this drug. And it says that my brain could explode, or I can get serious, not that any cancer isn't serious, but cancer. And this doctor said, well, I'll give it to this doctor, honesty. I have had a few patients get cancer from this drug. But hey, once we find out, we take them off the drug and we get them on some chemo and they're fine. So wait a minute. Not only will I be in pain, but now you want me on chemo. Dawn says no. So I took myself off of all of these drugs. They took me off after I took myself off, by the way, because walking around as if I'm drunk all day without the benefit of drinking just ain't the life. That's not living my best life. So take notes. Question. Just because someone is educated doesn't mean they're smart. Being a doctor, that MD, those letters behind that name, that's a degree. It's great. I'm proud of you. Bravo. That doesn't mean that you know what's right for me. But go to the doctor. I don't want anyone saying to me, Dawn Morris said not to go to doctors. I did not say that. What I said was, go with the knowledge that they are not magicians. They are not gods. Some of them might believe that they are. They're not. They still pee yellow like the rest of us. Not trying to be crass. They are human. They are imperfect humans. Get your diagnosis and then decide what you're going to do beyond that. I had to learn that. I hope that you wrote that down. Number 2, when you go in and you have your exam and you get all of the blood tests and blah, 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 no matter what it's for, I don't care what it's for, get the summary of your visit in hand. Do not leave without that. There's a reason. And here's the story. Obviously, this infection, the UTI, had been in my system for a long time. And if you remember, if you watched my first podcast, I said, as you get older, a urinary tract infection will change its symptoms. That's not me making that up. That's fact. Everyone's different. Obviously, the doctor knew I had one. They didn't treat it. This is what it turned into. They put it in my records. When I became very sick, someone who loves me dearly, who happens to be a very big-time lawyer, called one of their friends and sent them to my home because this is negligence. I'm going, now listen. My records were sent to me. Half of my records. Okay. They call for my other half. Where are all of her records? Oh, we didn't send those? No, you didn't. Well, when they finally decided to send them to the lawyer, certain things were missing. Yeah. It would behoove you to get your records, the summary of your visits right there before you walk out of that doctor's office. Because things can come up missing. They sprout legs and they walk. Now, they could have hired someone to retrieve that, because once it's on the internet and now they do all of these records, they keep them in computers, whatever, in the cloud, whatever. It would have cost me a lot of money. By the time they sent those records, the statute of limitations had run out. And in the state of Illinois, I believe it's 2 years. So that's that. To say that I was angry that word just doesn't sum up what I felt. But I'm here to tell you the tale, so I'm grateful. I'm grateful. This doctor, and I use that term loosely, understand that doctors, the term doesn't mean healer. Doctors are people of science. That doesn't make them healers. And when you go, keep that in mind. Get your records. You want everything written out, and do not let them dissuade you. If they try to say, well, we'll send them to you, or you can go online and blah. No, I want a hard copy. Embrace that B word. Let her run free. Do not leave that doctor's office. I don't care if it's just for a yearly exam. I went for my yearly exam. That's when this person knew that I had that UTI and didn't say one word. Number 3, it doesn't matter if you've known this doctor for years. You have the responsibility to self. We get these crazy loyalties, right? It's so weird as humans how we do this. Another story. I had a former client, who was going to see this doctor. This person wasn't doing anything for her. It just wasn't. She wasn't getting better. And I said, it's time for you to find a new doctor. It's okay. Donnie, because sometimes they call me Donnie. Donnie, I can't do that. Well, why can't you? Well, I've known this doctor for years. This doctor has been my doctor for 15, 20 years. So let me get this straight. Your loyalty is more important than your health. Is that what you're saying to me? But Dawn, see, we get like that. We do. We have these loyalties and we don't want to hurt people's feelings. Really? You're not getting any better. It's time to find a new doctor. It's time to get another opinion. I wasn't crazy like that. I did go to a different doctor. But the fact still remains that the doctor that did not tell me that this thing was sitting in my body, this person had been my doctor for 15 years. 15 years. And still did not say anything. Your loyalty is to you. That's it. Your health is your responsibility. Your loyalty is to you above anything else. Maybe not above your children, maybe, and not above God, but your loyalty after all that is to you. Always remember that. It is okay to say, I don't like what you're saying. I don't like it. And I'm going to get a second opinion. And I have said that to now at this point to so many doctors to their faces. I don't do it in a passive aggressive way. I stop and I say, you know what? I don't agree. Well, you blah, 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 blah. They always have something to say. I don't agree. Thank you for your time. I'm going somewhere else. Well, you have that right. I always get that. Yes, I do. Because it's my body and it's my life and that's my money. And it's okay to say that. It's your health. Write that down. What number am I on? 4. I need more coffee, obviously. My brain is not working. I'm not done with my cup yet. Number 4, it's okay to say no. This segues into so many things. Once again, we're taught in our society that no for women is a bad word. No. Say it with me. Form your lips just like this. Look at this. No. 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 See, you can say it in different registers and everything. It's a fun word. I've learned to say it so many times. No. No. You can say it like that too. Nada. Nine. No. No okie dokie. It is such a great word. It releases so many things in me. It just lifts burdens off of my shoulders. A doctor said to me, well, you need to come in and we're going to run these tests on you again. We're going to, no. Oh dear, he clutched his invisible pearls. Did you just say no? I just said no. You've run enough tests. You still haven't said anything to me that I don't already know. That's more money out of my pocket. No, I'm going to a new doctor. Here's another story. So what has this sickness taught me? That no is not a curse word, that it's a beautiful word. While I was sick, all of a sudden, certain people wanted to come see me. It was as if they wanted to make sure that I was really sick. I'm being silly. I know that wasn't the reason. They were wanting to be kind, but to be honest, I didn't care for a few of them. I didn't want their energy in my home. I just didn't. They found out through the back door that I was sick. Everyone was really, the people that love me, were really keeping it quiet. It wasn't something that I advertised. And so it got out. I received texts. I received phone calls from people whose energy is not the best. And it was great because I had learned to say no. Hey, Dawn, I'd like to come over and bring this person with me. I didn't invite them over. And old Dawn would have said, okay, well, they're just trying to be kind. New Dawn says no. New Dawn doesn't make time for nonsense. Because when you see your life flash in front of you, you realize you don't have time for nonsense. I'm all about the happiness. And so I politely said, no. Pardon-moi. No, I'm not receiving company right now. And that was the truth. Are you sure? I'm very much sure. No. And that was such a freeing thing. Learn how to say no. Don't be passive aggressive. Don't do it and then mutter under your breath. Why? How old are we? And really, I ask that, not trying to be mean. I had to ask myself these things. Everything I say to you, I say to me. I say to myself. I only talk about things I know. You can pretty much guarantee that with me. Don't be passive aggressive. Don't do things because you're trying to make a martyr out of yourself. If you don't want to, say no. I learned through this sickness how to not only say no, but mean it. I don't sway. No, I don't want you in my house. No, I will not do that. No, doctor, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to allow you to do that to me. And no, I will not accept your diagnosis because I truly believe that you're wrong. And yes, I do know my body. And yes, I do know what I feel. And no, you're not going to convince me that I don't feel what I feel just because you have a title. That means absolutely nothing to me. My health is my responsibility. Your health is your responsibility. A nice lady on Twitter, hello, Robin, Mama Crosby. She said, you have to finish the story, Dawn. Well, it's not finished. It's not finished. It's an ongoing process. Aren't we all works in progress? We are all growing and figuring things out. Even at my age, it's not over till you're dead. That's what my mama used to always say. It ain't over till you're dead. And so with that said, my journey with this is not over. Will it ever be over? I don't know. I don't pretend to know the future. But what I know now, thank you, Miss Oprah, said what I know to be true, is that in this time that we have, it is our job to take care of who we are. So that means going to the doctor. That means getting the diagnosis. And that means finding ways to be happy. Because happiness does increase good health. Don't buy into the lie that in order to get happiness, you have to go through misery. Life doesn't have to be no sad country song or no sad blues song. No, it doesn't. I love country and I love the blues, but that doesn't mean I have to live those songs. I don't have to drag myself through dirt and mud. Reach for the happiness. Oh, come on. That's so dramatic. You can be happy in the smallest of things. I find joy. I thought that I did before this illness. And no, I didn't. And it took one of my very good friends. Look, I'm not about to cry. It took one of my very good friends to say to me, sorry, that while I was going through this, and some days, you guys, it got really, really bad. And the pain was so excruciating. And the ones that loved me showed up. People that I didn't even realize they loved me. They showed up and would come into my bedroom, take off their shoes, and crawl into bed with me and hold my hand as gently as possible because the pain was everywhere. And I remember one time I was griping and I was lying there and she looked at me and she said, wow, you're not very grateful, are you? And I went, whoa, what? She got me in a real, she kicked me in my teeth with that one because I had always thought that I had the attitude of gratitude. And she said, you're so busy worried about the people that aren't here. What are we, chopped liver? I'm not related to you. I'm not blood, but I'm here. And I love you. And we're going to focus on the people that are here and the people that show up. And that was cold water splashed in my face. I didn't even realize I was doing that. The people that show up in your life, could you focus on them? Because that is a source of happiness. That's joy right there. Why are you looking at the ones that ain't there? They're not looking at you. And I don't care if they're related to you by blood. Being related by blood doesn't make family. The family are the people that show up. The family are those people that listen to your gripe and wipe your tears and hug you and say, yeah, I know you crazy, girl. I know you're crazy. I still love you. And right now you're talking a bunch of smack and I still love you. And I'm queen of talking smack. I'm a trainer. What do you want? But those are the people that bring you joy. There's a quote that says, friends are the flowers in your garden. Those are the people that help you bloom. That is a sense, that is an area of happiness that sometimes when we are in the thick of it, when our life isn't going the way we want, we forget about those people who show up with a basket of wine and cheese and popcorn. Yeah, that's my friend David. I'm going to sit with you. And, you don't have to shower, put on your robe. I'm bringing goodies over. I'm going to sit with you and I'm going to watch a movie. Or I'm going to sit with you and let you gripe. And yeah, I've heard this story before, and yeah, it gets on my nerves. You get on my nerves, but I still love you. Those are the people you focus on. Stop wasting time, and it is time, on what you don't have, who isn't there, what they said to you. Yeah, all of those things happened. They sure did. And no one is negating your pain, but you're spending too much time on it. Redirect, reassess, come on back. Focus on the ones that are there and the love that you're getting. Because it is love. No one really has to tolerate us if they don't want to. And that's facts. And that's what we can do to bring happiness into our lives. That's what you can do. And that is my focus. I didn't want to talk about my illness anymore. But when Robin and another lady on Twitter, and I'm so sorry, I forgot your handle. Nice lady, by the way. I want to know what's happening. I want to know where you're going. So this isn't a story of sadness. This is a story on rebuilding. You can rebuild when your life has been devastated. And I don't use that word to be dramatic, but we have all at certain times in our lives been devastated about something. This was a devastation. This was a turning point in my life. All illness is, if it hits you hard enough to where you're knocked down to your knees. Yeah, devastated, especially seeing what I do for a living. So redirect, reassess, rebuild. And it is possible. I'm showing you the possibilities, no matter what you're going through. No matter what you're going through. And everyone is going through something. With or without money, with or without a partner, with or without, with their children. It doesn't matter. Everyone that I know is going through something. And I'm going to tell you what, it is inspiring to see how, yeah, I'm going through that, but look at what I'm doing over here. And it's joy. It's happiness. We don't have to succumb to sadness. I don't care what these people say. Ignore them. Just like you tell that negative voice in your head to be quiet, tell them to be quiet. I appreciate your story. What can I do to help you? Woo, woo, woo. And then let it go. It's not bringing you anything. It's feeding fear. It's feeding fear. That's another podcast, though. So I hope you wrote your list. Get your paperwork. Your health is your responsibility. Be assertive. Be assertive when you're asking questions. Don't let them talk you down. Don't let them condescend to you. Or they can, but just get the answers that you want. I don't care what tone they use, as long as you're getting what you need. And find happiness. Find it. I'm learning. I have learned, and I'm still learning that, wow, the world is still so beautiful. I know there's a lot going on, but you don't have to live in fear. You don't have to live in sadness to have happiness. That is a lie. You don't have to crawl through a pile of poop to get to happiness. All right. Now, I read to you last week and I was told, well, Dawn, I wasn't really into the reading, but your voice was real soothing. Come on. Really? Listen to the story. I'm reading this story for a reason. It's not a random story. Today, though, I'm not going to read from the book, Sweet Whispers, Brother Rush, because I actually have a poem to read to you. But before I get to that, I want to get to the wine of the week. Now, I'm not drinking right now because, like I said, it's only noon where I am. But the wine of the week is called Bread and Butter. That's why I picked it. And it's a Pinot Noir. Say it like that. A Pinot Noir. Bread and butter. And it's good. It is good. And it's classically styled Pinot Noir, grown in California and crafted to be enjoyed with good food and company. I can't enjoy it, though you are good company, because it's in the middle of the afternoon, and that makes me a certified lush. And I do try to fight that as much as possible. So, bread and butter, it is good. I did have some, not today. I had some last night, and I did like it. It's different. The taste is it's light yet strong when it hits the back of your tongue and you go "Gung, gung, 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 gung." It's not too many tannins, but it yeah, that's the sound you're gonna make. Isn't it sexy? That's sexy. The coffee, yes, I'm gonna start adding coffee to my podcast because I'm an addict. This is Givalia. I love Givalia. I'm always going to love Givalia, but I'm going to pick new coffees. I am, because there are a lot of coffees I have not had. And I think that research for you is most important. It's not for me, it's for you. And I'm going to take another sip. Okay, so that's the wine. The homework is, along with feeling happy, I really am trying to get everyone to work out every week, at least 2 to 3 times a week. And when I say work out, I'm not asking you to do turbo kick. I'm not asking you to do Taebo. I want you to walk 15 to 20 minutes. And look, I even scaled down. I started with 30 minutes, but some of you are really trifling. I won't even lie to you. You complained. I actually received messages of complaint. Dawn. Yeah, that's the way some of you sound to me. Dawn, 30 minutes. Okay, 15 to 20 minutes. Walking. Nice pace. I didn't say 1.2 on the treadmill. That's not walking. That's almost standing still. That's almost standing still. Could we at least get to 2.5? 2.5. Or on the bike. If your knees, you're saying, Dawn, my knees, my low back, I get it. Get on a recumbent bike. I hate that bike. I hate it because it works you. It works you. You'll sweat. You'll feel good about yourself. Put on a TV show. Sit in front of your TV and just cycle. Go. And then mark it down. Write it down. And so today, I did 15 to 20 minutes. Look, please. Why, Dawn? Why? Because it makes you feel good. It releases endorphins. You know this spiel. You know it. You don't need me to tell you, but I'm going to tell you. It makes you feel happy. It's not just about helping your heart. That's a good reason, though. That's a darn good reason. But it also releases endorphins. It makes you feel happy. Your day goes better. You won't choke people. You won't choke people. You won't curse at people. And because I am menopausal, that's usually on the tip of my tongue. Any moment you just might get cursed out. And this is why I drink coffee. So you don't curse people out. Exercise helps you not lay your hands on people in a bad way. So that's the homework. 2 to 3 times a week, 15 to 20 minutes, a nice walk, slow pace, whatever. Go out and get your vitamin D while the sun is still here, because I live in Illinois and we're on borrowed time here. But still get out. That's your homework, along with doing something that makes you happy 2 to 3 times a week. Same time, 15 to 20 minutes. You can do it. You can. And now I am going to read you something. Please. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Davidion. Thank you. Book of the week. Alice Walker. I love her. You know my love for books. Oh, sorry. I'm not doing this just to be sexy. It happens naturally. Sorry about that. Um, Alice Walker. We just lost Toni Morrison. My heart went. Toni Morrison goes without saying. You don't need me to tell you how great she was, how good she was at what she did. I don't need to say it. You already know. So I've lost a lot of writers that I absolutely adored. Billy Letts, Maeve Binchy, Toni Morrison, Nikki Giovanni, Maya Angelou, Virginia Hamilton, Tom Clancy. All these people and that have given me so much joy over the years, because for me, good music, good books, we won't even talk about the people we lost in music. They will take you through some really hard times and help you. I love it. So, though she's not gone, knock on wood, I found this poem, and it's from her book of poems, Goodnight, Willie Lee, I'll See You in the Morning, by Miss Alice Walker. And I love this poem, and it does correlate with what I spoke about today. I hope that you stay to listen. It's short, so no complaining about the reading. Sit back and enjoy, and I'll see you next week. The poem is called Janie Crawford. I love the way Janie Crawford left her husband's, the one who wanted to change her into a mule, and the other who tried to interest her in being a queen. A woman, unless she submits, is neither a mule nor a queen. Though like a mule, she may suffer, and like a queen, pace the floor. The end. Have a great week. Sees you later.